Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. In our top story, the governor's financial team provided testimony today on the 2018 fiscal year proposed budget and revenue projections in a Finance Committee hearing chaired by Senator Kurt Vialet. Senator Vialet commented on the budget stating, quote, "This fiscal year is more challenging than previous ones because there is no access to working capital, and for the first time we are trying to spend what we generated." News 2's Stephanie Brown reports.
The territory hasn't been able to access the bond market, and the governor's 2018 fiscal year budget reflects that.
The amount budgeted in this fiscal year is significantly below the initially approved FY 2017 budget.
According to Governor Mapp, the budget focuses on vigorous enforcement of statutes and collections of outstanding amounts due to the Treasury that are set to generate $74.4 million. However, Senator O'Reilly seemed unimpressed.
I'm not going to talk about the budget because the budget is what it is. It's a big piece, it's a big book with numbers and just a lot of information.
The senator further stated that she utilizes audits to best pinpoint weaknesses in the government's operations, which affects the territory's financial state. Senator O'Reilly requested the opinion of Director of Management and Budget.
I'm really struggling with your question.
You're not following my trend?
She further listed some government deficiencies.
People went home, but they're still appearing on payroll. Every single area of MAP and DHS and federal funding is non-compliant.
Senator Jean Ford questioned the administration's financial plan for the territory.
We have been asked to support a number of things, from increasing taxes to projects, all of that. Now, if we are heading in the right direction, and we were heading in the right direction even from last year, what went wrong? Why are we in this position, this critical position now, where we are facing all these cutbacks?
Director Bori explained further on the territory's credit issues.
Here we are, already have a set of appropriations, assuming the receipt of $110 million in debt financing. We got 20. So we had to regroup and reset. Not only we didn't get it this 17, not only did we only get 20 in 17, but we had to come to the realization that we had to begin to budget on the assumption that we won't get any in 18.
For News 2, I'm Stephanie Shalana Brown.
During the hearing, Senator Marvin Blyden stated that the fiscal year 2018 budget will be difficult moving forward and that the budget impacts health care significantly, which will be a financial burden on the elderly. Gubernatorial candidate Soraya Coffelt is calling on the MAP administration to provide the independent auditor with the complete financial information it needs to provide a full and accurate audit of the finances of the government of the Virgin Islands. According to Coffelt, because of the administration's failure to do so to date, at least one major bond rating company, Fitch Ratings, has recently kept the Virgin Islands credit and bond rating at a negative watch, which continues to paralyze bond investors and places the Virgin Islands economy and the people at grave risk. She's also calling on the administration to provide full financial transparency to the people of the VI. Lastly, she is urging all residents of the VI to contact the Commissioner of the Department of Finance with questions regarding the incomplete financial accounting. Fitch Ratings, one of the major bond rating companies, has kept the Virgin Islands under a negative watch because of all of this. With the credit rating of the government in such a poor state, she says no one wants to invest in the VI government bonds, and the entire VI economy remains at risk. Well, here's another update. Senator Nelson, in April of 2016, he proposed a bill to amend the Virgin Islands Code providing for the medical use and regulation of cannabis. The bill was also called the Virgin Islands Medical Cannabis Patient Care Act. The MCPCA is proposed to protect patients, caregivers, cultivators, producers. MCPCA also provides for criminal sanctions against participants who intentionally violate the act. The MPCPA provides that patients and their caregivers can grow a small quantity of medical cannabis plants for their own use. Senator Nelson wants to reintroduce the bill and have the bill reviewed by the Committee on the Whole rather than in the Committee of Health, Hospitals, and Human Services, which is chaired by Senator Narita Rivera O'Reilly, whom he has stated has suppressed the bill because of her preconceived notion on marijuana. Well, Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett invites all VI residents to attend 2 public meetings, as we shared earlier, with officials from the National Park Service. She says the purpose of these meetings is to allow the public to share their concerns directly with the decision-making officials from the Park Service and to have those officials address those concerns, as well as to clarify misinformation disseminated about administrative changes made within the Park Service. She said, I have invited the Southeast Regional Director, Stan Austin, as well as the New Caribbean Parks Group Superintendent, Randy Lavassieur, Virgin Islands National Park Superintendent, Jane Schaefer, and Christiansted National Historic Site and Buck Island Reef National Monument Superintendent, Joel Tutine, will also be present. Residents of St. Thomas and St. John are encouraged to attend the first meeting scheduled for 6 p.m. Thursday, August 3rd in the Cleone Creeky Legislative Conference Room in Cruise Bay, St. John. Residents of St. Croix are also encouraged to attend the second meeting scheduled for 6 p.m. Monday, August 7th in the Danish West India and Guinea Company warehouse across from the Steeple Building in Christiansted. Now, both of these meetings will also broadcast live on the Congresswoman's official Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Rep. Stacey Plaskett. Well, the Department of Justice, the AG office, says 3 violent criminals, Siquan Celestine, Shahid Maynard, and Winston Carter, will not see the light of day for several years. This just came in late this afternoon. VI Superior Court Judge Michael Dunstan sentenced the 3 men today for various gun crimes in 3 unrelated incidents. Attorney General Claude Walker issued a brief statement following the sentence hearings. He says, today, through successful prosecution, we have removed 3 dangerous criminals, including a repeat offender, off the streets of the VI. AG Walker also added, this is good news to all law-abiding residents in every part of the territory who are united in their desire for a safe and peaceful Virgin Islands. Guns were used in each case, and so our message is clear, he says. When you use a gun as part of a crime in the VI, you will be quickly prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Celestine, 23, of Anna's Retreat, was sentenced for second-degree attempted murder, unauthorized use of a firearm during the commission of a second-degree attempted murder, first-degree assault, unauthorized use of a firearm during the commission of a first-degree assault, third-degree assault, among others. And Andrea Gums, he was convicted of shooting Andrea Gums in the face and leaving her for dead. The incident occurred on August 9, 2015. And she said, Mr. Celestine, you have turned my life upside down, Gums said as she addressed the court at Celestine's sentencing. She said, you shot me in the face about an inch under my right eye, and it exited through my neck. I did nothing to provoke you. In other news, immigration court case was underway. 2 men were sentenced to 12 months in prison for bringing in and harboring illegal aliens on St. Thomas. King Leonard, 24, of Tortola, and Michael Leonard, 21, of Pennsylvania, were sentenced to 12 months in prison for bringing into and harboring illegal aliens in the U.S. District Court Judge Curtis Gomez also sentenced the 2 brothers to serve 3 years of supervised release, pay a $100 special assessment, and perform 350 hours of community service. The 2 brothers recently pleaded guilty to bringing in and harboring illegal aliens into the U.S. According to the plea agreement, between November 10th to 11, 2016, the 2 brothers attempted to smuggle 6 illegal aliens, nationals of the Dominican Republic, into the U.S. aboard the MV Sol Mio, which they operated. Well, the U.S. Virgin Islands will receive a $240,000 grant from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention to help set up a long-mandated cancer registry, according to the delegate to Congress, Stacey Plaskett. She said that in 1999, territorial law established the registry to collect and analyze data on incident cases diagnosed in the territory. And the grant will make it possible for the registry to improve and continue to provide data for cancer research and epidemiology epidemiological studies. The grant, she said, is significant to the residents of the USVI because it enables the VI Department of Health Group to continue collecting data used to monitor and assess overall cancer incidence and trends in the territory, which in turn may be used by public health professionals for program development and evaluations. Speaking of the Department of Health, one new confirmed case of Zika to report this week on St. Croix. That's according to the weekly surveillance report. The number of cases confirmed since January, they say January 2016, is 1,022. There have been 682 confirmed cases on St. Thomas, 89 on St. John, and 251 on St. Croix, and that's according to the health department. Reversing a policy initially approved by the Obama administration, President Trump announced Wednesday he plans to reinstate a ban on transgender individuals from serving in any capacity in the U.S. military. In a series of tweets, the president said, after consultation with my generals and military experts, he said, please be advised that the U.S. government will not accept or allow transgender individuals to serve in any capacity in the U.S. military. Our military must be focused on decisive and overwhelming victory and cannot be burdened with the tremendous medical costs and disruption that transgender in the military would entail. Keeping our eye on the economy, Nike's CEO is taking quite the pay cut this year. Regulatory filings reveal CEO Mark Parker will make just under $14 million this year, primarily from stock and option awards. While that sounds great, Parker made nearly $47 million in 2016. That's a 71% cut in pay. Other top executives are seeing their pay getting slashed as well. The reason? Nike is currently dealing with weak U.S. sales, a sagging stock price, and trouble with the shift to digital commerce. The company announced in June it would lay off more than 1,000 workers. Keeping our eye on the economy there, the numbers, 97 up, Dow, NASDAQ up 10, S&P 500 up, also up. Coming up on News 2, we have our Caribbean news report, some highlights, more from the Women's Conference from some of the top speakers, that and more coming up. Welcome back. Nice view there. Turning to some Caribbean news in Dominica. The government there is showing its commitment to improving air access into the country by engaging in talks with an international airlines. Here's more.
The government of Dominica has reaffirmed its commitment to improving air access into the country through engaging in talks with an international airline. This as discussions are set to get underway with Norwegian Airlines in order to improve the number of visitors to the country. Speaking at a town hall meeting in Miro on Monday, Minister for Tourism Senator Robert Tung says while the international airport is still in the works, the government has been proactive on working to get more flights into Dominica.
The international airport is going to take time to build. It's not going to be built in 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. But guess what? In the meantime, we still have to improve access. And the Prime Minister has given us the mandate to make sure in the meantime we can improve access. So Norwegian Airlines provides amazing rates to travel to Guadeloupe and Martinique. A friend of mine just sent his 3 kids to the States. He paid $79 US per ticket from Martinique to America. So what we've realized is that they have fantastic rates. Obviously, somebody is subsidizing those flights. So what we're going to do is to capitalize on that connection. So we are going to be working, we actually begin the discussions with Air Antilles so that when that flight comes to Guadeloupe Martinique, as opposed to having to overnight and still take the ferry, you have the option of taking a flight and coming in the same day.
The Ministry of Tourism is also working with TIA 2000, an airline which services St. Lucia and Barbados, on servicing Dominica as well. There are also works in progress on securing a weekly flight from the United States into Dominica. Minister Tung pointed out that flights such as these can also benefit Dominica's agriculture industry.
But this does not only have implications just for tourism.
The U.S. Coast Guard is investigating a collision between a recreational boat and a commercial passenger vessel that occurred Tuesday night just off Isla Maiguez in Lajas, Puerto Rico. Coast Guard received a radio call at approximately 9:50 p.m. Tuesday from the recreational vessel Andrea, a 33-foot Hydra Sport with 10 passengers on board, who requested assistance following a collision with La Niña 2, which is a commercial passenger vessel transporting 28 passengers and 2 crewmen. Coast Guard watchstanders also received a 911 call from the captain of that, notifying the incident and requesting some medical assistance for injured passengers on board. So far, they say 21 passengers from both vessels have been reported with sustained injuries. Emergency medical services units arrived on scene to assist and coordinate the transport of injured passengers to local medical facilities in the area. Turn our attention back here at home. Bernadette Melendez, who is the director of the Bureau of Economic Research, is pleased to announce the launching of its new website, which is still under the URL www.usviber.org. She says the new features of the website would make it more user-friendly and allows users to access publications such as the economic and tourism indicators, inflation rates, and also U.S. Virgin Islands socioeconomic studies and other economic-related data. The focus of the website is to promote the economic development of the territory. A local church provided support to seniors living in the Lutheran Services Flamboyant Homes, which provides independent living apartments for senior residents. Seniors received care packages from the Church of the Nazarene that are having a week-long activity that support the community of St. Croix. The church engaged the seniors with song and prayer and reminded the residents that they are not forgotten. A visiting pastor of the Church of Nazarene spoke further.
Here at Flamboyant Gardens, again, we came to share the love of God and to share care packages with the residents here. Whenever we go to various countries and islands, we bring the love of God, we bring the gospel, but we also bring care packages for our seniors just to remind them of God's love for them. And so we have done that. We had a wonderful service just a few moments ago, and we have prayed for several individuals, actually even also the staff members here. And it was a grand time here at Flamboyant Gardens.
Time for our summer camp feature there, engaging in community restoration. The Crucian Heritage and Nature Tourism Program, better known as CHANT. They're teaching students about the history of the Freegut area in Frederiksted. Here are more details.
Summer, CHANT rolled out its Invisible Heritage Identity, Memory, and Our Town programming. And it's all around our desire to highlight the area of Freegut here in Frederiksted.
Empowerment, about them coming together and joining their voice collectively as one to shift either power or decisions or policies. Then they kind of got into it and they sort of combined it with the arts. So
we started off with archaic, lithic, Stone Age woodworking, and we've been progressing through the ages into blacksmith tools and adzes and teaching them the old way.
When I was in high school, I never got the opportunity. So this is a great opportunity. It's free. A lot of people have to pay for this. So I think more students who into woodworking should jump into this because it's basically free.
Actually been dealing with different activities and different tasks as in dealing with the schools, talking about the problems that we have at St. Croix and, hearing the different opinions and situations that they go through. So it's kind of a life-changing experience.
And we'd like to welcome these participants to the VI, archaeologists from around the Caribbean and Europe. They gathered from since Monday for the opening of the International Association for Caribbean Archaeology Congress. It was being held for the first time in the territory with a focus on youth participation. More than 140 archaeologists from 20 Caribbean nations, as well as France, England, Holland, Denmark, Canada, and the U.S. They're participating in a 5-day event. On Monday, presenters from Curacao, the Dominican Republic, Anguilla, Puerto Rico, Cuba, and Guadeloupe, they talked about their projects, which were translated into Spanish, French, and English as they spoke. Topics for discussion over the conference's next couple of days, they're scheduled to include climate change, cultural, resource management, settlement patterns, historical archaeology, and pre-colonial archaeology. The sessions held in the conference room of the lower level of the DV Casino begins at 8, and they are open to the public. Well, as we shared, the 2017 Women Striving for Success Conference was held last Friday at the Marriott Frenchman's Reef Beach Resort on St. Thomas. The full day of networking, training, and empowerment sessions drew many. Now, there were many fabulous speakers, great panel of speakers who shared the messages those in attendance wanted to hear. And that included hearing from Patty Loyak of Comcast. Here's more.
That a person's life is made up of moments. Some are big, some are small, but they all come together to shape you. It is what we take away from these moments, how we learn, how we grow, and apply them, that allow us to make an impact on the world.
You know, at the same time, being so proud of being here and being part of this and supporting all USVI women, I'm very humble because truly it means a lot. And one of the things that Nichelle said that really stuck to me, never give up. And I really believe that ladies, don't give up. I don't know what we're gonna do, men, what we're gonna do without you.
On behalf of all of us at Women Striving for Success, Inc., I thank you, Jennifer, for being an invaluable member of our network. And for that, I congratulate you, Miss 2017 President Awards recipient.
I am rarely speechless, but I really am today. Thank you so much, Jeanette. Jeanette and I have known each other for over 20 years, and I have had the honor of working with her in several different capacities at Government House, and then, of course, she was also a member of the innovative team. Jeanette is a great person. We have a lot in common, and we keep in touch all the time, all hours of the day. I remember having the conversation with Jeanette when she said, I want to start this organization. And it's more than just a conference today. I think many of you know that this is ongoing. There are meetings, there are workshops, and Jeanette is really passionate. This isn't something that's just a pastime. This is her passion. We had a conversation, I'll divulge a little bit of a conversation we had the other day. She said, Jennifer, I need you to help me find other women, not just for the organization, but who want to be involved in the community. There are things that we need to change. We need more women in the legislature. And you know, she's always thinking about the next step and how can we help young women be more involved. And so I'm really, really honored to receive this. You're an awesome person. You're doing amazing work, bringing all these folks together. And I can't thank you and Women Striving for Success, a wonderful team, enough.
Job well done there. Well, attention, women, men, and young people. Are you into hair, fashion, and makeup? Well, even if you're not, a whole 3 days of all of this that's coming up, that is sure to be entertaining and educational as well. An opportunity to learn how to spruce up your looks and always put your best face forward. From July 28th, Friday, to Sunday the 30th. Learn about hairstyles as well. Now on Friday, it's the VIP party. Saturday, the model runway party. Sunday, it's a Neon City Fashion Gala. And we all know superstar singer Beyonce Knowles. Well, her father and I had a chance to chat. He will be here as well. Be sure to tune in to NEWS2 tomorrow so we can hear from all the coordinators of Hair Fashion Week behind the scenes. Stick around, your NEWS2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
We are drying out tonight. We had a couple showers yesterday, but it's going to be much quieter, not just tonight, but also tomorrow. Taking a look at our radar and satellite, not much going on. Let's zoom in a bit and take a closer look. We might see just some trade wind showers coming and going, very typical, but nothing on the radar as far as storms heading in our direction. Tonight, the temperature will be 79 degrees for our low temperature. A shower or two certainly should be expected. Tomorrow, St. John, 89 degrees for the high temperature with a shower or two. In St. Thomas, same story, 89 with a shower or two. And in St. Croix, 91 degrees with a shower or two expected. Again, this is not going to be a big rain event, just very brief showers coming and going, trade wind showers, as many people know. The Atlantic forecast here, waves 2 to 4 feet, winds out of the east at around 10 knots, so things are pretty calm out there. The Caribbean side, waves 2 to 4 feet, wind out of the east from 10 to 15 knots, and we don't have any advisories to tell you about. So if you're fishing or swimming, snorkeling perhaps, enjoy yourself. Just, of course, be careful. Now, Friday, this is when we could see a tropical wave head in our direction, the next one that's expected. So that means we're going to see an uptick in showers Friday, also into Saturday morning especially. Just a few more showers than we typically see on a dry day. Sunday, it's going to be nice with a shower in spots, so very spotty activity. And then Monday, again, a shower in places. Much drier Sunday and Monday. High temperature there on Monday, reaching 90 degrees. Sandy, back to you.
Thank you. So a little wet as we head into the weekend, but clears up at the same time by Sunday. Thanks for that. Time for our news to weather picture there by Aaliyah George of the Great Minds Summer Learning Academy, including some sunshine, clouds, and a palm tree swaying in the wind, what we typically see here in Virgin Islands. Thanks for that. Send us your news to weather picture to the address on the screen. Be sure to tune in. Include your name, age, school, brief description of your work of art, and then tune in to see it right here on News 2. We have much more straight ahead. News 2 Sports comes your way next.
I'm Gary Anthony, and this is News 2 Sports. The Virgin Islands Summer of Hoops continues. The Central Basket U17 Men's Championship begins today in the city of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. The VI team, coached by Jareem Dowling and Pedrito Estril, is currently ranked 38th in the FIBA World Standings. Now, there are 8 teams competing: the VI, Bahamas, Dominican Republic, Guyana, Jamaica, Panama, Mexico, and Puerto Rico. The VI, well, they're in Group B with the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and Panama. The teams will play in a round-robin format for 3 days. After that, the best 2 teams from each group will advance to the next round, that being the finals and the semifinals. The top 3 teams from the tournament will qualify for the FIBA U18 Americas Championship in 2018, and that is going to be played in Catharines, Canada, from June 11th through June 17th in 2008. The VI faces Jamaica today in their first game. We'll have highlights for everybody tomorrow. Let's go for the gold. For info on how to see the games that are going to be streamed live, go to http://FIBA.basketball U17 Central Basket. Sticking with round ball, here are the results of the Government Co-ed Basketball League. On Monday night, it was Delivery Communications over WAPA 63-39, followed by Marriott over the National Guard 51-46, and Airport 2 over ICMC by 9, 49-40. On Tuesday, Hospital, they won over WAPA by 6, 47-41, Airport POL over ICMC 52-28, and Waco squeaked by Red Hook 61-58. And from the Amateur Basketball Association to the National Basketball Association, it's soap opera time in Cleveland. Cavs star point guard Kyrie Irving wants to be traded because he doesn't want to play with LeBron James anymore. There are a lot of reasons swirling around why this is, including that Kyrie wants to be the man on his next team. Now, Kyrie has a list of teams he's willing to go to, including my favorite team, the New York Knicks. Sure, and it's going to snow tomorrow in St. Croix. That's it for sports. Sandy, back to you.
Thanks for that update, Gary. And that's all for now. We'd like to thank you for joining us for all the latest in news, weather, and sports. I'm Sandra Gaman-Singh. Have a wonderful evening.
We love TV too.